Scott Riggs out front with 41 laps to go in the Kroger 300 on FX, presented by Oreo. Slips underneath the brake clips machine of Christian Elder. He has led 76 laps to this point, at the point 4 times in this race. But there may be problems developing on the Nesquik Ford. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, I'll come back to Scott Riggs' pit, and let's ask Harold Holly, the crew chief. Harold, we're hearing you might have a power steering problem or something. What is the problem with the car?
He said it looked like it may have a little resistance on the front wheels, but he's not seeing anything. It's not getting any worse. It just kind of came there and it stayed there. So I'm not real sure what it is, but I think it's the track more than anything.
Is it hurting his lap time?
No, not right now. We're kind of in a winter right now where we're either going to catch a lot of people a lap down. We're actually kind of points racing today. We need to lead the most laps. And I don't know what we're going to do. We may come in here under green, or we may wait for it off and try to catch about someone's lap down or a lap down. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's one of the first times, guys, that I've ever heard Harold Holly say he just didn't know exactly what he was going to do.
Now, Scott Riggs a moment ago had really pulled up tight to Greg Biffle, trying to put him down a lap. Then we heard perhaps problems developing for Scott Riggs, and his lap times are about the same. Then Greg Biffle picked it up because Biffle was about 10 car lengths ahead of Scott Riggs and now has stretched it out to almost a full back straightaway. So he either went to the whip or Scott's times dropped off.
There's inherently something in drivers that when they hear you're about to get lapped, you need to get going. They just happen to find that last little 0.5% that exists. You can't put your finger on it, but no one likes to be lapped.
Absolutely not. Scott Riggs out front. He's followed by Jamie McMurray, Mike Wallace, Tony Raines, Scott Wimmer. That's our current top 5 in Kentucky. "35 laps to go here at Kentucky. Scott Riggs still showing the way out front. He, however, may have a fuel stop in his future before this race is over. Here's a battle back there for the 3rd position. Jay Sauter in the number 21. Mike Wallace, rather. Tony Raines in the 33. Trying to hold the spot, and then Ashton Lewis Jr. now moving in after his pit stop.
I was just going to say, I've got to give another plug to my old teammate, Tony Raines there. He's having a good day, but unfortunately, I think they fall in that fuel window 2 mark. They're probably going to have to make another stop.
Ashton Lewis Jr. again muscles up to the inside of Mike Wallace. Again, this is a battle now for the 4th position. And actually, we see that Ashton Lewis Jr. has, I believe, lost a lap. So that lengthy pit stop, you said that really hurt. Well, that really smarted for Ashton Lewis Jr. He lost a lap, so he's trying to climb his way back up around everybody else to get back on the lead lap, perhaps into contention. But awful late in this event to get probably where he wants to be.
Yeah, we're to the point in this race now where this is a Saturday night, Sunday afternoon short track sprint right now. You give it all you can the last 35 laps.
There's Ricky Hendrick coming into the picture. Hendrick as well is -1 lap after a problem pit stop. Of course, the leader, Scott Riggs, did not pit. He didn't have to, but he will, apparently. And that will put a lot of these guys back on the lead lap. So they are technically, at this point, racing for position. Ricky Hendrick and Ashton Lewis. It may turn out to in their favor if they can go the rest of the way on fuel. And they should be able to do just that. Here's Tony Raines again. He's in the Aleve Chevrolet, the base motorsports machine. And Ashton Lewis Jr., what a great car, but you have a problem pit stop under green. You're not just losing position, you're losing hundreds of yards on the racetrack.
4 or 5 seconds at 160 miles an hour probably equates to 300 yards or more.
Jamie McMurray now in the number 2 spot. That Williams Travel Chevrolet, as we see Tony Raines get split down the backstretch. McMurray has had an outstanding year, finished 10th at Kentucky last year, 3 top 10s the last 6 races, and he's 11 positions better in the points this year than last. And he quietly, I think, he's got it. He's got it figured out. He's been fast before. The finishes haven't always come, and now they're starting to come on a regular basis in the top 10.
They really are. I think both of Clarence Brewer's teams are showing a lot this year. Jamie McMurray's been impressive every week, better and better. And like you said, he finished 10th here last year.
We're under 30 to go. Let's go back to pit road and Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, we're looking at Scott Riggs. We know he has to stop, so I came up to the 27 pit of Jamie McMurray to ask his crew chief, Jason Radcliffe, if they were going to have to stop. They're the car that's in second right now. Now, with Jamie running second, his best previous finish in the Busch Series is fourth. So they're having a great day. He's had a good car the whole weekend. They are trying to see right now if they can stretch it. Jason is in conversation right now with their fuel guys to see if they might be able to pull this thing off. If he doesn't have to stop, he is going to be awfully hard to beat.
Caution flag is out on the Speedway. The fuel mileage question basically just went out the window. And that is caution flag number 7 in the Kroger 300 on FX, presented by Oreo.
Now, what we need to impress upon people right here, this is big. These people that gambled and hadn't pitted yet were waiting for this. They can pit now under the caution and not lose a lap. That leaves 10 cars on the lead lap. Those other people are down a lap. It's going to be a fierce restart.
Ricky Hendrick, Ashton Lewis Jr., 2 good, solid cars here this afternoon are locked in 1 lap down. They're going to be scrambling hard when we restart this event in just a moment. Again, the 7th yellow flag on lap 173 with just 27 laps to go. And again, for those guys who are a little bit antsy about what they'd have to do with their fuel, if they'd have to pit under green, that whole thing goes out the window. And apparently, as we look around the Speedway, probably some debris dropped on the racetrack is what brought out that caution. We don't see any spins or any crashes of that nature. So again, we're under the 7th caution flag. We had that 1 red flag. It lasted a while. 2 hours last night, then overnight. Then we restarted this race a little bit after 1 o'clock Eastern time today.
We heard Jason Keller talk about that there's our debris and why we have a caution. It looks like a piece of inner panel, a piece of aluminum. Jason made the comment about motors might have been breaking from the rain last night. I understand that it rained so hard that enough water came in through the air cleaner that NASCAR allowed them to change spark plugs this morning. And the teams actually said as they were taking out their old plugs, they saw rust on the end of it. So that's the amount of rain that came in such a short period of time.
We saw 3 engine failures right off the bat here. The Ron Hornaday machine, also Kevin Grubb blew up, Jason Keller blew up. So that certainly had to have something maybe played into that. Those are cars that are out. Keller, Grubb, Hornaday, Gunselman, all engine problems have knocked them out of this event after we restarted here this afternoon. So there may be something to that. Mother Nature may have thrown more than one monkey wrench besides the rain at us last night.
The old motor doesn't like water mixed with that oil.
Prefers gas and oil,
yes,
right? Scott Riggs, again, he's led this race 4 times, 90 laps led, so he's locked up the most laps led in this event. Now he's trying to lock up yet another victory here on the season, and it's just been a wonderful 2002 for Scott Riggs. And again, what a week for him. His wife Jay gives birth to a brand new baby boy, Lane, earlier in the week, and man, what a Father's Day present this would be, that he'd be able to pass along to his son someday. That story would be pretty cool. Here is Scott Riggs leading the lead lap cars down on pit road. Among those, Tony Raines. He's in front of Brett McMillan.
And Tony Raines has come to a stop as crew chief Michael Kadlasik was debating a gamble the rest of the way, but that is now a moot point. They were going to be within 1 lap on fuel. Instead, they're doing a 4-tire change. Down and away, 15.5 seconds. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
And Scott Riggs has brought his car in for fuel only. They wanted 4 seconds of fuel and a slight wedge adjustment on the left rear to get the car to go through the center of the corner just a little better. Remember, they could not change tires. They had already used up their entire allotment of tires that they could change under caution.
So Scott Riggs will lead Jamie McMurray off of pit road as we work the 7th caution flag of the Kroger 300 on FX, presented by Oreo. So Riggs will continue to lead this race. Again, 10 cars on the lead lap. They had to pit all by their lonesome. Kerry Earnhardt was another one of those machines who's very quietly sort of stalked the leaders all afternoon. He'll find himself 3rd on the restart. But turns the lead over to Greg Biffle, it looks like, at this point. We'll have more from Kentucky right after this.